Now, in this episode of Forgotten Vintage, we're going to be taking a look at the Captain Power figures from Series 1. So, starting off from left to right, just naming them off, you have Lieutenant Tank Ellis, Major Hawk Masterson, Captain Power, Lord Dread, Sauron Sky Sentry, and Blastar the Ground Guardian. So, first off, we'll take a look at them individually and kind of go over their articulation and their detail. So, looking at Tank, this was probably the one that I didn't like the most, or I disliked the most whenever I was a kid, just because his shoulders, all the other ones have articulation here in the shoulders where he can only go 360, he can't go out like most of them. He does bend at the elbow, the legs do go back and forth, they come in and out, bend at the knee, and he's got quite a bit of nice paint detail, and also details in his mold as well. As you can see, like bullets in his belt, going across here. Even on the back, there's like a lot of nice details. So Mattel put a lot of time and energy into this line, which I do appreciate. One of the things that I didn't like is his face, because I actually did watch the show growing up. This doesn't look anything like the character, and I don't know if that has to do with rights or anything like that. Spending whatever it was, like $1 million per or I forget exactly how much it was, but I think it was $1 million per episode. You would think that they would have the rights to make any type of action figure that they wanted to, and I do believe that the guy did have a beard in the show. I can't recall right now because it's been such a long time since I've seen it, but not a single patch of peach fuzz on this guy. Then looking at the gun, he actually holds it up underneath, which is kind of cool. His name is Tank, so he's the I think the military and armor specialist, and he's got a huge gun. Now, easily lost accessory is this little piece right here, so that's something to keep in mind if you are looking to buy these figures. Now, we'll just put him to the side. Sometimes they have a little bit of trouble standing, a little balancing issue. Now we're going to take a look at Hawk, which I love this guy. Other than Sauron and Captain Power, this was my favorite, just because, well, there's a couple of things from Series 2 which I also love as well, but this was probably one of my favorite good guys, I guess you could say, just because he has a lot of nice detail here in the chest, but it's also that nice, like, shiny, silver chrome looking, he's got the missile here on the thigh, and I'd always, he could do his leg like that, shoot the missile off there. Then coming to this shoulder, he's got a missile there, one there as well. And I don't think he had one on that. No, he doesn't. But his gun also has a missile right here. Now, one thing I will point out, if you are buying this, because one of the female character, I forget what her name is, Captain Chase, I believe, she has a gun kind of like this, where it has this like extended stock here, to where you would put it up against, their bicep. This is very brittle over time, so it can break very easily, and like her gun is like broken here, it's broken here, so I'm gonna have to replace that or just buy a whole new one. But that's something to be aware of. You see a lot of them where their guns are broken right here, but just kind of swinging them around so you can get a good look at him. Even on his little wing here, you got some really nice detail. And with his face, it actually shows his face here, but in the show he actually had like a full mask, I believe. But really cool character. I mean, just anyone that has wings is going to be pretty awesome, in my opinion. We'll stand him back up, if you will. Alright, going to Captain Power. Not much I can say about this guy. I mean, he's just, main character of the show. It's named off of him. Just really awesome. His gun, they actually made a gun that kids could play with and, lit up and, did all the little cool features and interacted with the show. So it's the exact replica, just modifies by size. And coming to the back, nice detail, all that nice gold chrome all over the place. Looks exactly like him in the show, except for maybe the head. I know he's got a helmet on, but it doesn't really look like the guy that played his character. But still a really cool figure. Then we're going to take a look at Lord Dread, which is kind of a little goofy figure because if you look, his waist is so small. It looks like he's been dieting for quite a long time, and then his hips kind of pop out to the side. So I never really liked that about him. I thought he looks very feminine with his small waist and his big hips. You can insert any joke you want in there on your own, but that was just always my opinion, even growing up as a kid. But again, nice chrome parts if you lift up the cape. which is usually missing whenever you look online to try to buy these guys. He comes with this sword, which is pretty nice. And we'll just bring him in for a little bit more closer detail. So this guy is the leader of the bad guys. I forget what their name. And then coming to one of my favorite figures. Will he stand up again? If he won't, whatever. Alright, Sauron, Sky Sentry. So this guy in the show was like CGI, but he was awesome. If you kill him, he just kept on coming back to life. So, pretty powerful dude. He came with this nice gun here, which in the show he had, I didn't really do a whole lot of research to find out the exact name. I kind of do all these things just off the top of my head. But it was some gun where he could capture someone and put them in the gun and put them into some different type of world. But now he's got some kind of sniper rifle or something like that. And a lot of nice detail with him. The few paint apps that he does have, they didn't overdo it. I do like that they just put a few of them on there. And he's got this like little ponytail back here. But I was going to say that if you only pick up one Captain Power figure, Sauron is probably the one that you go with because he's just plain awesome. And then you have the last guy, Blastar Ground Guardian. So he's pretty detailed, as you can see here in the stomach, here in the arm. His gun actually plugs into the side here, and then there's a hole there and comes down with his hand there. But he can go back and forth. He's kind of like Tank. He can't really go in and out. I guess it shows that he can do it a little bit, but it's not really too much to get overly excited about. Up and down there, he can go forward with his leg. Can't go in and out, but he can bend at the knee as well. And he's got Tank's tracks here as feet, which is kind of cool, I guess. But that is Series 1 of the Captain Power action figures. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Really cool set. If you end up picking them up, Series 1, these are the 6, and then you had 4 figures in Series 2, which whenever I pick up the other 2, I'll end up doing that as well. But hopefully you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.